Crime is up 37%, and it's not just the minorities. Even people with Down syndrome have their own gangs now. You've all seen them. They call themselves Antifa.
Leonarda Jonie is on the Adam Carolla Show.
Yeah, it's scary. They don't like people with a sense of humor going after them because the humor really cuts quick.
And it reveals just how dumb their ideology is.
Yeah, it's very revealing, and you can pontificate all you want about something like a couple years ago, like COVID origins. Is it a wet market? Is it a lab? Lots of conjecture and lots of pontificating, and then Jon Stewart goes on Stephen Colbert's show, and in like 80 seconds turns everyone around, makes them laugh, and gets them to go, oh, yeah, of course. And that's using comedy. And that's why it's scary when you lose comedians to them, especially because we talked about ridicule now being the most effective. All right, what do you got, Mayhem?
Well, Musk shares a mind-blowing chart showing millions of non-citizens given Social Security numbers under Biden. Yeah, Elon Musk shared the chart during a Get Out the Vote rally in Wisconsin over the weekend, which claimed showed millions of non-citizens received Social Security numbers during President Joe Biden's tenure.
Well, you have to kind of wonder with everything, you go, hey, man, we want you to close this border. And they go, yeah, man, it's complicated. You go, well, hey, who's the border czar? Like it's Kamala Harris. Have you been to the border? Well, we've been to the border. You've been to the border? Well, not the border. I went to the bookstore. Borders. Yeah, but I did not go to. And it's sort of like, it's like at a certain point, as I bring up almost every day, you have to ask yourself, what do they want? Because they're not doing anything.
Oh, they're doing something.
Well, yes, they're not doing anything that would suggest they want the border closed. You got border guys on horseback waving their reins around, and you're saying they're beating Haitians at the border. You got a guy. Okay, so here's what I'm saying. Simple thought experiment.
All right.
Democrats, Biden, and Kamala Harris. You want the border stout, right? You want a good, safe, effective border. You don't want people coming over. Right, no. Okay, why are you suing Texas for putting up razor wire to stop people from coming across the border? Oh, no, I want a good border. How come everything you do is against that if that's what you want? Like if you take guys, there's no such thing as a horny guy who's like, I want to go out and get a fucking whore tonight. And then you go, Marty, it's been 2 hours. Where have you been? I'm taking my pre-whoring nap. And then you go, all right, well, then what? I've been in the shower for 2 hours. Like, I want some pussy. It's like, do you though? You've not, it's been 3 days now. You've not left the house.
Marty's
like,
gay.
Marty's gay. Like at a certain point, don't listen to him, watch him.
Yeah, it's called gaslighting.
Right. And when guys are horny and they do want to go out and get some companionship, they'll walk through a plate glass window to get to it.
They'll go through a blizzard to get a cheesecake.
Right. No, when you're into it. You know what I mean? Like but it's true. Like when you're into what you're into. But you wouldn't talk about cheesecake for year in and year out. Have you been to the Cheesecake Factory? I haven't been to Europe either, but that doesn't mean it's like you fucking will be at the Cheesecake Factory eating cheesecake, not talking about it every year and never going there, right?
Yep. Well, they want them in. They want to dismantle the West.
I think that's what it feels like at this point, yes. Because they want voters, and also they want the census demographic as well, even if they're not voting. So yeah, but why wouldn't you?
Yeah, he said that he found this they were mapping the whole system of Social Security, including where they found a lot of people over 120 years old. So
have they arrested anyone who did this?
Yeah, that's the big thing, that there's fraud. It seems like that they're finding fraud, but I haven't heard of one person arrested for said fraud yet.
Yeah. That's when people are really going to change. When you actually start arresting the people responsible for this who are committing the fraud, then there's an incentive. Because right now, the people who are doing this, politicians or whatever, they again have only gain.
Yes.
They can make money. Somebody could bribe them. All this, and if they get caught, there's no loss.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think Biden pardoned Mayorkas. You got to look it up.
Yeah,
there.
he did.
He did. So he pardoned everybody.
What does that tell you? Why would you wouldn't need to pardon an innocent man?
Listen, I'll take a pardon if I can get one.
Yeah, no chance of that. But no, well, they would say because of retribution and Trump's, what they do is they build the false dragon that is Trump, and then they go, why did you pardon your son? Because the fake dragon would come after him. Now, what I've said a million times, you don't have to pardon me for killing Nicole Brown Simpson, because if you said, let's get at him and let's lock him up for killing Nicole Brown Simpson, I'll go, what night was it? Yeah, I was in La Crescenta with my roommates watching Jeopardy. Like, you can interview them, check for DNA. Like, if I didn't do anything, if it was just nothing, like if you're just, let's just say Hunter Biden just did nothing. He just normal son, just hung out stateside, just worked at a, he worked for 3M making Post-it stickies or something. Well, then what could Trump really do?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, there's this weird fantasy. He's just going to go scoop him up and throw him in solitary confinement. But really, what could you do if there's nothing there? Or is there a bunch of there?
Yeah, and the other part, too, is you have to remember, they know that they just have to give their hordes a bit of a narrative to help them, because otherwise it becomes very clear, like, why are you pardoning someone who didn't do anything? And in order to keep the hordes there and not having to, because they know these hordes got to go out and fight these battles with the plebes. So they just give them a narrative, and you'll hear them all parrot it back.
Right.
And you'll see it. They all like download the software, and then it comes right out, and you're like, you're so predictable. It's insane.
It is very predictable. And the interesting time we're at now is we took a break on the social justice. We took a break on the race hustling for just 10 minutes, and we went right to the class hustle. These billionaires want to give money to their billionaire friends by throwing grandma out in the street and getting her off Social Security. So
there's the narrative.
Right. They shifted from race, because it's always race, nonstop race. And there was like a memo, and overnight, it all shifted to class. Start calling everyone billionaires and buddies. And then some sort of weird thing where Elon is trying to look into Social Security so he can give his billionaire buddies a tax handout. But by the way, tax handouts, paying less in taxes is not a tax handout. Like if I'm...
It is if I'm entitled to your money.
Well, yeah, but if I go to a movie theater and popcorn is $17, and then at some point they go, for you, Carolla, it'll be $8. That's not really a popcorn handout. That's just, I'm not getting butt fucked about the popcorn. Like that, I'm not being gouged in the popcorn department. It's still my money. I'm still giving you my money. I'm giving you a lower percentage of it. And the popcorn's free for the rest of the fucking people in the movie theater, by the way. So it's not exactly a handout.
Yeah.
All right, sorry. Go ahead, Mayhem.
Oh, we got some more news. Prince Andrew accuser Virginia Giuffre says she's in a hospital after a car crash with the school bus. This prominent Jeffrey Epstein accuser who alleged Prince Andrew abused her is in serious condition in a hospital after a school bus hit a car she was in driving in rural Australia.
Well, just because Prince Andrew was driving the school bus doesn't mean that he was trying to silence her. I want you to know, I know his critics will point to that.
Yeah, she, here on Instagram, she said that she'd gone into kidney renal failure and they'd given me 4 days to live.
Which is a bit odd, don't you think? That it's that specific?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. But
so she accused the prince of getting at her when she was underage?
Correct. Yeah. Said that he absolutely denied it. And the funny thing about this is that the Western Australia police reported that there was a minor collision between a car bus and a car and a bus.
Well,
near
she was a
Perth.
minor at the time. He got to her.
Yeah.
He gave one of the greatest interviews ever. Remember Dawson when he was being accused of all this, like in a sit down, and he was explaining he doesn't sweat because he had a he fought in the Falklands War, and a grenade went off too close to him, and he stopped sweating. I wish I had that. I sweat a lot.
Yeah, me too.
Wasn't he sweating during the interview though?
No, that's why I believe it. Because someone puts a light and a camera in your face and accuses you of being a pedophile and you're bone dry.
Well,
That's pretty good.
when you're one of the elites, you've had a lot of training with that. I don't know. She's got a picture. I believe it.
Oh, Mayorkas did not receive a pardon from President Joe Biden, by the way. FYI. Yeah, so also, when the chicks are young and skinny and blonde, it kind of hurts your case when you're arguing about not being attracted to them.
Right.
And you're cuddled up right next to him.
Yeah.
Hey, he said that he never did anything, but Prince Andrew intends to make a substantial donation to Ms. Giuffre's charity in support of victims' rights.
A substantial donation of 2 bullets.
Yeah.
Or a school bus.
Doesn't that sound like a guilty man? He's trying to be like, look how good I am.
Totally. He's giving her a bunch of money despite saying, nope, I didn't do it.
I'll tell you what's always guilty. What's always guilty is like, you rent somebody your condo or something, and then at some point you come back and the throw rug is like ripped. There's a big rip in the middle, and you go, that thing was almost new when you moved in, and now it's got a big rip in the middle. And they go, I didn't do it. It was that way when I got there. And then you go, it was definitely not that way. I bought it, rolled it out, then you moved in the next day, and there was a big rip in the middle. And they go, I didn't do it, but okay, I'll split the cost of it. It's like, you do not split. If I came out of a supermarket and someone said, your shopping cart dinged the side of my minivan, and I'd go, I just walked out. And they go, well, I'm accusing you of that. I wouldn't go, let's split the cost of that. I'd go, fuck right off. Like, I'm not splitting the cost of something that I definitely didn't do. Yeah. And I'm not cutting a check to the Wayward Women's Foundation if I never touched this bitch.
That's right. Spot on.
Well, we got the Can't Sweat video. It's a good one.
So you're absolutely sure that you're at home on the 10th of March.
Yeah.
She was very specific about that night. She described dancing with you and you profusely sweating, and that she went on to have bath, possibly.
There's a slight problem with the sweating because I have a peculiar medical condition, which is that I don't sweat, or I didn't sweat at the time. And that was, actually, yes. I didn't sweat at the time because I had suffered what I would describe as an overdose of adrenaline in the Falklands War when I was shot at. And I simply, it was almost impossible for me to sweat. And it's only because I have done a number of things in the recent past that I'm starting to be able to do that again. So I'm afraid to say.
But he said he said he's able to sweat now, just in case you see him sweating.
Yeah.
I feel that way about loving again. Like I was so traumatized that I just couldn't do it. But I'm working on learning to love again. All right.
Here's
Compelling.
some more news. Black dad knocked for leaving his kids at McDonald's to interview for a job.
I was like, I started reading this. I was like, screw that. I was looking for a job. As a brother looking for a job.
Come on, he's doing 2 things black people don't do. He's raising his kids and he's looking for a job.
That's right.
Yeah. Georgia man was recently arrested for leaving his kids at McDonald's so he could go job hunting. Chris Lewis left his 3 children at an Augusta area, Mickey D's, while he job with.
Also, don't put a slide in a Ronald McDonald Funhouse and a ball pit and shit. Half those places have kids.
That's exactly right.
You just leave the kid on the slide.
Yeah.
How old are the kids? Oh, 1. Yeah. One of the kids is 1. That's a little shady.
That's why you have the 9-year-old in charge.
A 10-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a 1-year-old. Yeah, they're left inside. Somebody got nosy and called the cops.
Black men cannot rise above. This is why they have because the system. Look at what they do. The guy's trying to go get a job, and they they get
It's
him.
viral
Yeah.
now. Somebody's giving this guy a job.
Yeah, just because he pronounces it McDonald's doesn't
That
mean.
doesn't-
Yeah, it does not. I don't know what it is with black people and the word McDonald's, but it's not. It's like axe and ask. Like for some reason, no one ever tunes him up and goes, "It's just called McDonald's." Like old. It's not old MacDonald had a farm. It's old McDonald. It's a different thing. Yeah.
It'd be pretty funny if he if he was going to another McDonald's to apply for a job.
That one doesn't have a place.
I will say that if it had a place and you have a 10-year-old and this thing in your head is under an hour, you can tell the 10-year-old, look after your brother and your sister, whatever, have fun in the ball pit. Here's a French fry. I'm hustling out to put in an application. I don't think that makes you a bad dad.
I think the 1-year-old's a little close. Like 10-year-old, it depends on the 10-year-old if they're mature enough to take care of a 1-year-old.
I'm trying to think. I started babysitting when I was like 13, I guess.
Yeah, but you were changing oil on cars. It's a little different.
That's right. That was right. I own my own McDonald's in the neighborhood. I miss the urban McDonald commercials from back in the day where everyone was black.
Oh, yeah.
They would do it.
Well,
See,
now every commercial, everyone's black. So.
yeah, but we used to do. See, back in the day, the white commercials were throwing a couple of token blacks into the mix, just a couple of croutons on top of the white salad there, but. The black commercials, it would be weird if there was one ginger standing there at the counter, right?
That's true.
So they would do the old urban one, and they sung the song, and they would call it McDonald's.
Oh, that's funny.
Too. And I don't think it's offensive to say, like, look, if I said, oh, yeah, that singer Whitney Houston. You could say Whitney Houston. Like, you could say to me as a black man, it's Whitney Houston. You keep saying Houston. It's Houston. Like, it's not McDonald. Heather McDonald.
Yeah.
She's not Heather McDonald.
That's true.
Not that they know who she is, but the point is it's a name. You got to say it. You got to say it the way it's said. It's just called McDonald's.
Yeah, you're right.
Old McDonald. All right, let's see. First McDonald's breakfast commercial. Targeting black Americans in 1979.
Untrue it is.
All right, here it is. Sorry. Do we have that?
Mac, you're right.
Mama wants to get to church. She's been waiting up since dawn. She wishes I would hurry up and get some breakfast on. But after working hard all week, I'd like to get my rest. So we head for McDonald's just as soon as we get dressed. Scrambled eggs and sausage and hash browns. Hotcakes and sausage too.
They're not getting to church. I'll tell you this right now.
Something good for everyone. Fresh and hot, cooked just right, top quality, and the price is light. Breakfast at McDonald's.
McDonald's.
Suits my family. And since we're gonna get to church on time, Mama's proud of me. At McDonald's.
Yeah, I like it.
You know what I
love
miss?
the all black McDonald
I
commercial.
miss when we had black families.
Yes.
Now it's just everyone's broken up, you know?
But see, we know the root of McDonald. They signed off on that.
They
it
did.
Was on the show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You can't fault them if coming down.
Everybody got to call it
Didn't
McDonald.
like didn't one of the guys from the big ad agency go, look, it's
Yeah, and he was in a room with
McDonald's.
a bunch of black actors, and he was like, all right,
call it what you like, but that's not what it is. Wow.
Those pancakes look pretty good. See, there's my inner fat.
Oh,
coming
yeah.
out.
It all looked good.
It did, yeah.
That was 79. They had a black McDonald's.
Black McDonald's.
Black Donald's?
Black McDonald's. I own my own Black McDonald's in the neighborhood. Okay.
Hey, I got a wild tweet here. Here's a video on X. Woman faced backlash after complaining for being seated between two overweight passengers on the plane.
I have very strong feelings about this.
Right.
It's an older thing, I think, but it's unearthed or something. But I think there's film of it or tape of it or
There's
something.
video. Yeah, there's video from
As
X.
a former fat person, I want to say you have every right to discriminate against fat people. We're doing it to ourselves.
Well, I mean, also you've got to well, let's just show the tape. You can't have two huge people and expect someone to take the middle seat.
An airline passenger stuck in the middle seat resorts to fat-shaming her seatmates.
Oh my goodness, I don't know how I'm going to do this the next 4 hours.
It happened just before takeoff on a United Airlines flight from Las Vegas to Newark, New Jersey. Norma Rogers, an oncology nurse who once appeared on the Dr.
She
Oz
ate at
show
McDonald's
for a
one too many times.
nurses' episode, was seated next to the fat shamer. The nurse's travel companion
fat
was in
shamer.
the aisle seat. Rogers flagged down a flight attendant.
Excuse me. Can you find her another seat? Because I will not be verbally abused by this or anybody else.
I can't sit here because it's both so big on left and right. I can't even sit here.
The flight attendant offered the fat shamer a new seat. As
Hold
the
on
woman
a
gets
second.
up-
You see how they're making her the perpetrator?
I know. You who does some diet and some exercise are sitting in between two tubagoos, and
She's the problem, by the way.
right, she's the fat shamer. This is who we're attacking in our society. Those airline seats are made for 185 max.
All right. You're hitting a little close to home over here.
195 max. They're not made for 400 pounds. They're not, but neither is the roller coaster at Magic Mountain. Like, hey, you can eat your way out of certain things.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
That's correct.
And if you have one on one side and the other on the other side, you are not. There is no lucite that you're pressed up against. It's you're slopping into the next seat. That's gravity, man.
You're
That's how it
literally
works.
in my seat.
I purchased a seat. And I know spaces. Those seats, visually, those seats are like 18, 19 inches wide, like max. They're not. This is 24 inches. They're not 24. They're 21 or they're 19 or whatever they are. If you got 3 inches encroachment on the right, 3 inches encroachment on the left, you're taking up 30% of my seat.
Yeah.
I bought that.
It's just math.
It's all just real estate. You buy real estate on a plane.
Why didn't she buy, since she and her fat husband were going to be sitting together, why didn't they buy the middle seat and then they wouldn't have had this problem? And then do you see how they have to do it? Because they've been emboldened by this media that tells them that they should never be ashamed of anything and they're entitled to everything.
Right, you're killing them.
She's verbally abusing me. By the way, you're actually abusing me with your fat body.
Mm-hmm.
And she's verbally abusing me, and then even the news, the fat shamer. Oh, I wonder if that news guy would like to sit in between two tubalards.
I like to do it. I just snuggle right up and go to sleep.
All right, sorry, there's a couple seconds left.
I gotta also say, being on a plane with Indians who fart all the time, I'm not a fan of this. Not a fan of this.
Yeah.
Both so big on left and right. I can't even sit here.
The flight attendant offered the fat shamer a new
fat
seat.
shamer.
As the woman gets up, she delivers one more insult.
Hell yeah.
I eat salad.
Other passengers were outraged.
Why don't you sit in between those big hips?
I love that everyone's outraged.
She's making a lot of good points.
I know.
This was just the norm. This is what I'm saying. Like a few years ago, this was just the norm. This is how you would talk to fatties.
Yes, the audience. I love that the other passengers were outraged. Like, go fucking, you sweat your ass off sitting in between those two.
Well, again, easy virtue. They don't have that,
Listen. Here's the deal. Said it once, say it a million times. Forget about weighing your luggage. Weigh your luggage. Bring as much lard in your ass as you want. Pack as much shit in your bag as you want. But you will be charged when you go. Remember those places that had the salad that you weighed back in the day? And you load up and then you weigh them.
Oh yeah.
And at the end you can spend a lot. You can spend $26 on a salad if you load it up. But if the guy behind you is going light, then his is like $9. But what you want to live in a world where you go, all right, that guy loaded up, he's $26. You went light, you're $9. Why don't you both pay $19? It's like, no, that guy weighs that much. That's what he weighs. They do it with your bags.
Yep.
Just do it with you. Just everyone weighs in. Everyone weighs in.
You're going to have a lot of women crying.
See, I've argued this a lot. Yes, but women, mayhem. What were you at max peak capacity?
185. I was like 185.6.
That was max fitness capacity.
Oh yeah,
That was my fitness weight
max
too.
Load?
Max load. 280.
Yeah. I
Okay.
was 100 pounds off my fight weight before.
What? Look, women are catching up, but men traditionally weigh 50 pounds more than women.
Yeah, not me. Sorry.
So, all right, but even Mayhem would weigh more than you.
Yeah, he would. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
And even at peak, 280, you were actually 50 pounds more than me at peak. I was
Okay.
227 at peak.
Okay. All right. So your fighting weight, heavyweight was that weight. Okay. Why shouldn't Mayhem pay more than you? Is what I'm saying.
Well, he's not going to spill into my seat.
And women who go, whoa, women aren't going to like this. But if the average woman, what does the average woman weigh now?
175 pounds, and she's size 12 and 5'4" or 5'5".
Really?
Yeah.
Is that average?
Yeah, they're pretty fat now.
That is sad.
Yeah.
But if that's true, the average dude is still bigger.
Oh, yeah.
So women would pay, on average, less for their airline ticket than men. And you wouldn't subsidize us, is what I'm saying.
There'd be a lot of people spitting into a cup right before stepping on the scale.
I'd have the guy, my trainer, hold the towel out in front of me because I get naked. Not strapped down.
Drop your chonies.
Got to take your shoes off. Every woman knows that. Take your shoes off. Make
Take
sure
a
you
piss.
go to the bathroom. If you're lucky, you get to poop before you step on the scale.
Stand on your head.
Yeah.
I know all the tricks.
Stand on your head.
Yeah.
What's that do?
Yeah, put all the blood in your head and then lean over.
Oh, you move your fat noggin off to the side. That's a
I'm going to
trick.
try that.
I'm going to try that too.
Got me out of trouble before.
All right, Dawson, what is the average woman weigh? Is it really 175?
It might be a little more than that, actually.
1 second. I had it. Let me get it back.
All right. More and 5'4", did you say?
170.8 pounds
See?
for
All right, so
20 years of age.
20?
She's like a size 12, right?
40 to 59-year-olds weigh 176.
Wow.
So I was pretty good.
You're right there.
Jeez.
And the average height, in case you want it, is 5'4".
Yeah.
That doesn't bode well. That is not good. What's the average dude weigh, though? We'll see how much we can save you on these airline tickets, because it's going to be more. It's going to be more. And wouldn't it be nice? Then you could pack an extra 40 pounds worth of luggage for free,
That would
essentially.
be great. Yeah.
All right. I'll let you find that, Dawson. Anna's out there. So speaking of fat, she'll figure out a way to keep you from getting fat. We'll talk to her in a second. United States average man, age 20, is 5'9", and tall and weighs 200 pounds, basically. So we still got 25 or 30 for the 20-year-old. We got 30 pounds on it. You pay that much more when you buy
think
your
everybody
ticket.
just weighs more these days. People, if you go back and look, people used to be so tiny. It's kind of
Talk about it all the time on the show. Yeah, there's everybody's on a digital lifestyle, sitting in their car nonstop. It's just how we are in America.
Yeah.
This crazy part is Anna's friend and my friend Vinny Tortorich always brings up. He goes, "Look at a picture from Woodstock.
Yeah.
Skinny as shit.
Real skinny.
Skinny. Oh, we were watching here the other day. Dawson, you may know what it is. There's a video out there that is like parking lot interviews in New Jersey from 1987 when not Motley Crue, but like
Metallica.
No, was it Metallica?
I think so, yeah.
Would you watch that vid with me?
I did, yeah.
Yeah. Was it Metallica? I thought it was another Judas Priest.
Yeah, you're right.
I think it was Judas Priest. And they were interviewing everyone in the parking lot they were tailgating. Look at the size of these dudes.
Well, that woman's a little thick.
The woman's a little thick. The dudes are bony as shit.
Yeah.
Like when you watch it, every dude has their shirt off and you can see like every...
Well, because like processed food was not the way
guess.
it is.
I mean, these guys weigh 137 pounds.
Yeah.
I think they're each probably about 170. That guy's probably one.
and
Guys
also
weigh
the
more than
tweaker
they look
community.
like.
Guys weigh more, but that ain't 170, man.
Maybe he's 160, that guy.
here
Oh,
we
there's
go.
one fat guy.
We got a couple Mexicans. Whoa, they're looking to Metallica. How do you like that? See, Mexicans used to assimilate.
Yeah. Now, is it one's wearing a Metallica shirt, and the other's wearing Iron Maiden, so now I'm confused. All right.
They don't know what it is. They just got there.
It's Iron Maiden, I guess. And look, they're skinny as shit. I watched this whole video with Mayhem, and they're all skinny as shit. Everyone was skinny. This is 87. It's not 67. And this is New Jersey. You know what I mean? It's not Bangladesh.
Yeah, that's when they started putting corn into everything. Corn syrup, corn,
Yep. And
subsidizing.
palm oil.
Lots of chemicals, messing with people's hormones.
Yep. All right, Leonarda. This has been fun.
Yeah, I had a great time. Thank you, guys.
I'm going to put your website out there.
Thank you.
Leonarda is funny.com. And she is, because I've seen her do stand-up.
Yep. And they can check out my YouTube. It's the same thing. Leonarda is funny.